exposure of the non-existent Armenian genocide lie, and genocide committed against the Turks with the facts based on the quotes of the impartial authors. According to the Russian documents, on the night of 11 through 12 March, Armenian assassins killed Muslims with bayonets and axes around Erzincan province. These barbarians threw their victims into the ditches dug for a special purpose. Bodies of 80 Muslims were thrown into each ditch. My adjunct counted 200 of these ditches. From the letter of El Obishidze, the general of the Russian army that attacked the lands of the Ottoman Empire on the first days of World War I.
The 31st of March. One of the most terrible tragedies inflicted on the Azerbaijani people, the March Genocide of 1918, due to its cruelty and scale, is one of the bloodiest tragedies not only in the history of Azerbaijan, but also in the history of mankind. On that day in 1918, Armenian nationalists unleashed an unprecedented carnage of residents in Baku with the support of Bolsheviks. The Armenians then continued their sinister actions throughout the country. The massacre took place in Quba, Shamaxı, Khatmaz, Lənkəran, and other districts. So, only in Shamaxı, 58 villages have been wiped off the face of the earth. In Quba, 112. In Ganja province, 272. Including 150 in Zangezur and 157 in Karabakh. In Iravan province, 211, in Kars area, 82 settlements. Over 50,000 Azerbaijanis were brutally killed, including women and children. But they set fire to houses, burned people alive. National architectural treasures were destroyed. Greater part of Baku was left in ruins.
Armenian nationalists did not show mercy to anyone. They assassinated anyone for being a Turk. The Shnaks were saying, "We don't know any Bolsheviks. It's enough if you are a Muslim." They were robbing the homes, burning the people, and assassinating the pregnant women with unprecedented atrocities. The Armenians burned all the schools, libraries, cultural centers belonging to Azerbaijanis. The Dashnak armed gangs, headed by Mikoyan, functioning under the name of Guard of Revolution, had burned the Ismailiya building, being one of the most beautiful architectural monuments of Baku. They also destroyed the editorial offices of Açık Söz, Kaspi, Baku, and fired a gun at the minarets of Tezepir Mosque. Around 7,000 of Armenian soldiers were brought from the different fronts to Baku. Besides, 70% from 10 to 12,000 army created under the name of Red Guards consisted of Armenians.
About 10,000 Azerbaijanis were outside from their native land. Tens of thousands of people were killed in the capital alone. After the proclamation of Azerbaijan Democratic Republic, the events of March 1918 were at the center of attention. In 1990 and 1920, the Azerbaijan Democratic Republic observed March 31 as a national day of mourning. There are a lot of archive materials proving the massacres executed by Armenian armed forces in March and April 1980. The information collected in the investigation materials consisting 925 pages once again proves the fact of crimes and massacres committed by Armenians.
Armenians were settled in the Azerbaijan territories of Zangezur and Karabakh from Turkey and Iran in 19th century, which changed the demographic composition of the region. In 1905 and 1908, mass killings of Azerbaijans were committed. In 1908, the Armenian state was established in the historical Azerbaijan territories and Yerevan, present-day Yerevan. A major Azerbaijan cultural center was conceded to Armenia as the capital city. In 1948 and 1953, hundreds of thousands of Azerbaijans were ousted from Armenia. These actions lingered on until 1988, when Armenia stated its intention to annex Karabakh. The hostile policy reached its peak in February 1992, when thousands of civilians were killed in Khojaly. Similar actions were committed in other Azerbaijan territories captured during the war. The historical names of Azerbaijan villages were changed. The Armenian aggressions turned about 1 million people into refugees and displaced people.
According to the decree published during the presidency of Mehraliyeva on 26 March 1998, March 31 events were officially recognized as the Azerbaijan's Genocide Day. Azerbaijan's genocide of 1918 was one of the bloodiest events in the history of Azerbaijan, along with the bloody tragedy in Baku in January 1990 and genocide in Khojaly in 1992. This ordinance is a vital step in restoring the historical reality of what happened. The fact that the enemy, 200 years old baseless claims have come to naught, and the liberation of our ancestral land from occupation with a historical victory we gained in the patriotic war thanks to the victorious Supreme Commander-in-Chief of the President of Republic of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev, is a victory of right and the most consistent response to the policy of genocide committed against our people. These tragedies must not be forgotten.